In this video, I genuinely do go 28 days without eating anything or drinking anything other than water. Please do not try this at home, as this genuinely can lead to death if done incorrectly. Yo guys, what is going on? It's me, the Pro Gamer J here. I know this is probably a different video to normal, but basically what you're seeing now, if this all goes to plan, is me, I don't know, 3 to 6 months ago. I just don't feel, comfortable or happy about my body. So the reason I wanted to do this video today is, well, if this video actually makes it onto YouTube, then it probably means I've lost a bit of weight. At the moment, I honestly feel really uncomfortable with the top off just because I am really overweight, but I'm going to show you guys what I look like now. Anyway, yeah, if you guys could drop a like, that would be awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I then went on holiday, and shortly after Christmas happened, I fell back to my old bad eating habits. I put on 10 kilograms, so was back to 100 kilograms, which really upset me after all the hard work I had put in. On February the 7th, I decided to go 1 whole month without consuming anything but water. This is called water fasting. Now this is what I looked like pretty much before I started the water fast. This isn't actually footage of me before the water fast, but this video shows the exact same weight I was before the water fast, just so you can get an idea of how much weight I actually lost. And this is what I look like now. And in total, I've actually managed to drop 52 pounds, which is equivalent to roughly 23 kilograms, I think it is. I still haven't even eaten yet. I'm on day 28 of my fast. I'm actually going to eat in like an hour. Now, I know you've probably got loads of questions like, how are you still alive? Why don't you look like a zombie? And I mean, I do look like a bit like a zombie, I'm not gonna lie. And I know that there's also gonna be so many people in the comments section being like, Jay, you're obviously bullshitting. You can't go that long without food or any calories at all other than water, which doesn't have any calories in it. But just to prove to you guys that I actually have been on a water fasting, the main thing to prove that you're actually on a water fast is your tongue goes completely white. And this is because when you're on a water fast, you detox all the shit out of your body, and a lot of that ends up on your tongue. So I'm just going to show you my tongue. White, disgusting looking layer to it. I've actually got to brush that off every day, otherwise it really does build up. And if you still don't believe me, I mean, just watch a video from me like 3 weeks ago. I look like pretty much a different person. Now, I know the majority of you are still going to think I'm an absolute idiot for fasting, But let's just tell you why I actually wanted to start fasting pretty much a whole month. Basically, over Christmas, I put on about 10 kilograms or 22 pounds, I think that is. And, you know, I'd been losing weight for quite a while and I'd actually lost about 30 or 40 pounds. I'd managed to get down to 90 kilograms. So putting on 10 kilograms, it just really upset me. And I wanted to get that Christmas weight off as soon as I could, really. I couldn't really be asked to then go and diet for another 2 months to just get that off. So I've actually got a personal trainer. I'm going to link his Instagram down below. If you have any questions for him about water fasting, then you can ask him as well. But at first, I started water fasting pretty much only for weight loss. But I was quite scared because I told my mum and everyone that I was water fasting and they're all like, well, you're gonna die. I mean, you're gonna kill yourself. You can't go that long without food. But my personal trainer was saying you can go that long without food and it's actually quite healthy to do so. So I was getting two different stories here. So you know what? I decided to sit down and do my own research. And you know what I came across? I actually came across that fasting is one of the healthiest things you can do to your body if you do it safely. If you do it dangerously, then yes, it can actually kill you. But if you know what you're doing, it can actually be really healthy for you. I'm going to explain why in a minute, but fasting can actually help prevent cancer by up to 50%. It can even cure cancer. It can get rid of things like Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, heart disease, and it can even reverse the aging process. And I'm going to explain to you why this all happens in a second, but first I want to tell you what it was like for my first-hand experience of fasting. Now, there's this myth that seems to be going around that fasting makes you lose a load of muscle. I'm just going to confirm with a picture on the screen right now that this isn't true, because this is what I looked like coming out of the shower earlier today. And as you can see here, I've actually still kept quite a lot of muscle, and at the gym I've still genuinely kept a fair bit of strength. Obviously I'm a weaker because I've got no food in me, but I really haven't lost that much muscle. And that's after a month of not eating anything or drinking anything but water. Now, the main myth when it comes to fasting is that, you know, you lose muscle and your body starts eating away at your vital organs. This only happens when you starve yourself. And you might be thinking, well, surely going 28 days without food is starving yourself. Starving yourself and fasting are actually two very different things. Starvation is where you've run out of body fat and then your body starts feeding on your muscles. But fasting is actually the process where you have excess body fat and your body feeds off your body fat to stay alive. Your body doesn't feed off your muscles, and when it does everything it can to protect your vital organs so it doesn't eat off your heart anyways. Now, I know there's gonna be this question that you're all wondering, Jay, how the fuck have you managed to go this long without food? Like, aren't you starving hungry? Like, you must be hungry out of your freaking mind. I'm gonna just tell you day by day what it actually feels like to fast. Day one is, I wouldn't say it's the hardest day, but it's one of the harder days. Genuinely, the first day, going to bed that night with no food after being used to eating food every day is really hard to sleep. Like, if you've ever tried sleeping on an empty stomach, it's just not a nice feeling. Day two was probably one of the hardest days in regards to hunger. I mean, that day you wake up feeling so freaking hungry on day two, at least I did. And throughout the day, I just got more hungry and more hungry. And it genuinely required so much willpower not to eat on day two. What I did to get over the hunger is just drunk loads of water so my stomach stayed pretty much full up the whole time and therefore I wasn't as hungry. Day three, I woke up and I didn't really feel that hungry. I still felt hungry, but not as hungry as day one or two. The reason for this, once your body starts going into a stage called ketosis, which is where it starts breaking fat down for energy as opposed to food in your digestive system, your body stops feeling the need for food, therefore you stop feeling as hungry. Day four was the best day of the fast, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't feel any hunger at all. I mean, yes, if I went past a Subway and looked inside and someone was eating lunch in there, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I could do with that. But it wasn't like this constant hunger where my brain's just telling me to eat. It was more of a like, if I see food or smell food, then I get hungry. And it's pretty much been that way with hunger since day 4. It has gotten a bit harder, maybe not really. Honestly, like I currently right now don't even feel hungry. Thinking about food, looking at food and smelling food does make me hungry, but not as hungry as you guys would probably expect. But I mean, the first 3 days will require the most willpower, and then after that you kind of get used to the hunger and your body just stops feeling as hungry. Day 4 was the best day because I had so much energy, like so much freaking energy. My mind was really clear. I could think really freaking clearly. I don't know why that happens. Probably because your digestive system starts shutting down on day 4 and your body has way more energy to think, and because I had so much fat on me at the time, I just had so much energy. It was literally, I had the best gym workout on day 4. I'm pretty sure I even did like a 9-mile walk because I just had the energy to. Then every day since day 4 kind of just got a bit harder and harder. I've been having less energy and feeling weaker. Literally every single day it gets worse and worse and worse. Some days I woke up feeling slightly ill and some days I didn't. Now, week 1 was really quite easy after day 4, and honestly, that was all I wanted to do. Like, I only wanted to do a week, but I was feeling great after week 1. I dropped like 20 pounds. I was looking way better in the mirror, and I was like, okay, why not go for the 21-day goal? That's kind of what I was aiming for. I was just aiming for 3 weeks. And I thought at 3 weeks, I would be where I wanted to be. Now, by the end of week 2, I started getting really dehydrated. Now, you might be thinking, well, why not just drink some more water? And it wasn't in the day that I got dehydrated. It was more in the night in my sleep. Speaking about dehydration, if you're going to do a water fast, get one of these. It's a 2-litre bottle, and it's just, it saves you so much time having to keep going and getting water from the tap. But basically, because you have literally no salt in your system, your body can't store water very well. So if you drink a load before you sleep, you'll wake up and need the toilet. And if you don't drink a lot before you sleep, you'll wake up 3 hours later feeling extremely thirsty because your body just can't store as much water at a time. So pretty much after about 2 weeks of fasting, you're going to have some pretty bad sleep, and that makes you even more tired than you should be because your body keeps waking you up, so you have to keep drinking. Week 3 was right. I mean, it was pretty easy. It was pretty much the same as week 2. This week was actually all right until about 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I woke up feeling extremely tired. I thought it would go the next day if I just had a nice sleep. So yesterday, I woke up and I spent the entire day in bed. I genuinely couldn't get out of bed. I was pretty much bedbound the whole day. Like, I actually tried to get out of bed. And when you're just so tired, you have to just go back to sleep. I pretty much slept the whole of yesterday, and I woke up today feeling the same, but I really wanted to record this video, so I jumped in a freezing cold shower literally just before making this, just so I would genuinely have the energy and feel awake enough to record this. But yeah, this is definitely going to be the end of my fast because I feel way too tired and lethargic to carry this on. I'm also quite happy with my weight now, so there's not really much point of me carrying it on. Although I haven't actually fully finished detoxing yet because my tongue's still white, but I might do another fast in the future. I'm not really sure. And I heard that fasting actually heals up your scars. The reason for this is your body literally eats everything in your body that isn't muscle, including scar tissue, because it's basically just dead tissue. So I looked at my scars, completely gone. My scars have completely healed up, and I honestly thought that was like the most amazing thing, to look at my scars and they're not there. It feels really weird, like knowing I have a scar there, but then you look at it and you feel it and there's no scar there. Like it's just really weird. Another personal thing that I found is my skin has gotten a lot more pale. I don't know why that is. It's probably because I've got a mineral deficiency or something like that, which I know you're all probably going to be thinking, well, that can't be good for you. It's not good for you to have a mineral deficiency, but your body can be in a mineral deficient state for a bit of time, as long as I stock up on minerals after the fast, and I did stock up on minerals before the fast as well. Now, I am going to go on to why fasting can cure cancer and loads of other diseases in a second, But I just want to say, if you're under 18, I really can't recommend this to you because it probably does stunt your growth. I haven't actually read up that it has stunted your growth, but I would just assume that it does. And also doing like dangerous things like this under 18, it just can't be healthy for you. So please, if you're under 18, don't do it, especially if you don't have medical supervision. And even more, especially if you're not fat or, obese. If you are over 18 and you've never fasted before, I don't recommend doing it for more than 3 days, maybe 7 max if you're feeling okay, but just because fasting can send your body into a shock if it is the first time you've ever done it. Now, if you do start getting into fasting, you start doing, like 4-week fast like I do, you really need to know when to stop, because some people won't know when to stop and they'll just die. If you don't know when to stop, it's really not safe and you will die. So there are 3 signs that you should stop a fast. If you get any of these 3 signs, stop immediately. The first sign is if you start getting really strong headaches, like not like light headaches. It's quite normal to get a light headache in the morning when you're fasting. But if you're getting like these really strong, migraines and just really strong headaches, stop the fast immediately, because that can be really dangerous. Another sign to stop the fast is if you get cramps, you have a potassium deficiency, and potassium deficiencies are really dangerous for the heart and can actually cause your heart to fail, and you can get a heart attack, from a potassium deficiency. So if you start getting cramps in your legs or anything like that, start eating immediately. The next sign to stop the fast is when your tongue actually isn't white anymore. And what this means is your body has completely finished detoxing itself. Therefore, there's really just no point of going on the fast. Even if you do have a bit more fat on you to burn, just stop the fast if your tongue does indeed clear. And the third sign to stop the fast is if you start feeling hungry again. Now, I know what you're thinking, well, surely after 28 days you must be fucking hungry, but trust me, you aren't actually that hungry. Now, there's actually a thing called true hunger, which is actually a slightly different feeling to when you feel hungry and need a pizza in the evening. True hunger is a feeling at the back of your throat, and it's similar to being thirsty, and that's when you really need to eat, because your body has completely run out of fat stores at that point, or just can't survive on its own body. And that feeling, it will be a really, really strong feeling that you need food. And at that point, you need to eat because your body can't survive off itself for much longer. Now, obviously, do your own research and don't rely solely on this video, because all the research I have done is, at the end of the day, only online. And while I have done absolutely loads of research into loads of studies, it's obviously best to check with a medical professionalist before trying fasting. Although the problem with medical professionalists is a lot of them aren't educated in fasting, but it's still best to check with them before you do it. Right, now I want to explain to you guys the health benefits of fasting, which are absolutely freaking amazing. Did you know that 60% of you watching this video, which by the way, it'll be higher than 60% if you live in America or a rich country which gets a lot of fatty foods, but roughly 60% of you watching this video will have some kind of parasites in your digestive system. If you're the type of person that just gains weight really easily, you probably have these parasites, because basically what parasites do, they trick your brain into wanting chemicals and fast food even more, and they also bloat your stomach and make it a lot easier for you to gain weight. Now, parasites are honestly really bad for you, and if you do have them, I'm pretty sure I had them, because I feel so much better now than I did before the fast. But the reason water fasting gets rid of parasites is because if you don't feed them for 28 days, they really can't go that long without food. So if you don't feed them, they die. Now, I did a poo days 4, day 11, and day 24 of the fast. But don't worry, water fasting isn't the only way to get rid of parasites. If you eat really healthily, they will eventually go. And also, if you go on a colon cleanse, they also will get flushed out of your system. But obviously, getting rid of your parasites is just another benefit of water fasting. Now, the reason that fasting can actually cure and prevent cancer is when you actually have a tumor growing inside of you, it relies on glucose to grow the cells. But if you're not feeding the tumor, it can't actually run off your fat cells alone, so it has no other choice other than to stop growing. And in some studies, tumours have actually been shown to decrease in size after a fast. And in some even more amazing cases, it has completely disappeared after a long fast. Now, pretty much the same logic applies to why fasting can cure Crohn's and irritable bowel syndrome. Crohn's is believed to be caused by a bad ratio of bad bacteria in your stomach. Fasting completely kills all your bacteria in your stomach, and obviously you have to be really careful once you start eating again to make sure you rebuild it with healthy bacteria. But because you literally kill everything in your digestive system, it can actually get rid of the bad bacteria because obviously they have nothing to feed on, therefore they just die. There's also loads of other diseases fasting can cure, but honestly it would take me days to explain them all, so I'm just going to mention the main ones there. It can also help prevent heart failure because fasting completely reduces cholesterol by absolutely loads, and obviously high cholesterol is one of the main causes of heart disease and heart failure. Now, fasting can also reverse the age process. I can't remember in detail why this was. Honestly, there's so much stuff that I've got to try and remember for this video. But basically, as you age, your DNA starts breaking down. When you fast, it's actually been proven to grow back. Now, the sad thing that I find about fasting is there's really not too much research done on it. Yes, there is quite a lot of research, but all doctors and medical people these days seem to be really against fasting. And it kind of upsets me, but I found all of these health benefits. Most of the stuff you read online about how fasting, can kill you and all that, it is true, but it's only true if you have no fat on you and you have mineral deficiencies, or you're underage and you don't do it with medical supervision. And there's just so many myths that go around about fasting and misconceptions. Once again, if you are going to fast, obviously all the information I've got is only from online at the end of the day, and I haven't actually done a medical course or anything like that, so please don't take my word for everything and address a genuine medical supervisor before you do a type of fast. There's actually a load of fasting specific medical advisors you can go to, which are probably a lot better because they won't just say, fasting is bad, don't do it. Although you really shouldn't do it if you're under 18. Please don't do it if you're under 18. Now, this has been quite a long video. If you had made it to the end, I do really appreciate it. I'm going to make another video in a couple of days where I record myself breaking the fast. And apparently breaking a fast is one of the most satisfying experiences ever. Apparently it's better than an orgasm, I heard. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to find out in about an hour. But I'm also going to document what it's like the week after the fast and how I'm feeling once I'm eating again. So hopefully that'll be a good video for you guys. But anyway, guys, that does bring us to the end of the video. If you did enjoy and you could subscribe and drop a like, that would mean the absolute world to me. Hopefully you guys have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.